Hey guys, it's Miss Mac. I am making this video to show you how I approach grid drawing and a little bit of my process, and also how I use not only the grid but some knowledge of anatomy and how facial features work to try to draw accurately. So I chose to draw Alma Thomas. She was a painter and an art educator, and as I was drawing her, I realized it's harder to draw older people because there's like more detail in their face, but it's also somehow it's easier to draw older people because their skin is thinner, so you can kind of see their underlying facial structure better. Like you can see like their skeletal form, which really kind of actually helps with drawing. But anyway, I get ahead of myself here. The left side of her face is almost done. Right now I'm working on the right side of her face. So I'm looking at box 4E, and if you haven't numbered and lettered your grid, please do so today. It's going to help you so much. What I notice is between 4D and 4E, her eye kind of starts here in 4D, like about a third of the way down, and goes about halfway into 4E. So I'm going to start by noticing that and drawing that lid line, this eyelid line here where my pencil is, and the eye socket, which I've already started to draw here. The eye socket kind of makes this like almost like a circle. It's like a curving here that I'm starting to pencil in. And it forms a little triangle, the eye socket and the eyelid, right about here. Let's see, her eye stars right about here, just right in 4D. And her lid goes about that far into 4E. Her eyelid, like you can see her eyelashes, they're much darker on the right side than the left side. So I am using a heavier hand over here, making it a bit darker. Her iris. Save a little white space here for that glint in her eye. Okay. And I always, with like the lower eyelid, I don't worry about that so much. Like I don't draw an outline for a lower eyelid where I'm pointing here with my pencil. You don't need to really outline that with a contour line. All you need is a little bit of, you just need the littlest bit of shading for that, because otherwise it's going to look too contoury, too cartoonish. I'm coloring her iris, giving that some darkness. Okay. There's a little bit more of a point here. Comes up a bit higher. Okay. Now this area here where I'm pointing with my pencil is such a dark shadow. It's very dramatic, that crevice. And you'll find that that's true with like pictures of older people, is like that area of the face where the eye socket is, there's a lot of darkness in there compared to above that area here where her brow bone is. That's a highlight. That is one of the brightest parts of her face, right up above one of the darkest parts of her face. So noticing that contrast is going to help me draw as well. Her eyebrow is in 3E, kind of tilting downwards, and it goes all the way almost to the bottom of 3E. Kind of like that. And I can always, like everything I'm doing, I'm going to go back, refine it, darken it, kind of deal with it later. I'm just kind of getting in the basics right now of what I see. The side of her face, I noticed that there's kind of like this indent here, like the line of her face goes in a little bit near where her eye is. And I've already kind of outlined that before, but I'm gonna darken that a little here. I'm gonna start adding some value to her face. So I'm just with my pencil kind of very lightly adding graphite to the surface here. Really lightly. I mean feather light. Not trying to be heavy-handed here or like color her face in. I'm just like noticing where the shadows are.